Hello, and welcome to this week's collective energy reading. I hope that today's video finds you well and that you are moving through all of the energies that have been at play collectively. I know that for me personally, it feels like there's been a lot of waves to ride, so I hope that you are finding some ease and centeredness amidst it all. Before I get into today's reading, I did want to let you know that I have a brand new offering that I'm really excited to share with you all and to try. So these are one question readings. So this is an offering where you can send me a question that you have about anything in your life that you are curious about. So something that you're wondering, maybe a decision that you have to make, something that you're struggling with, a relationship dynamic, or anything in your life that you're stuck around and that you feel like you could use some guidance. This is an opportunity to ask me a question about that area of your life, and then I will send you a pre-recorded recording of me doing a personal reading for you for that question. So this is a whole new way to work with me. I've never tried this before. I'm really excited to give it a shot. This is going to be my most affordable price point to receive a reading, and I'm hoping that it is a kind of a fun new way to work with energy and that it will support you all in what you're going through. So if you're interested in, curious about wanting to book one of those one question readings, the link to do so is in the notes below the video or below in the show notes for the podcast episode, depending on where you are tuning in. But I would so love to support you in this way. So I invite you to book one of those readings if it calls to you. Okay, without further ado, let's check in and see what we got going for this week's reading. Okay, so immediately what's coming in here is this energy. First, it looked sort of like a kind of like a ping pong ball going back and forth, and then it sort of turned into like a slinky thing here. So there's this energy of back and forth kind of shifting that's happening here. There's a pause. There's a little bit of a space of, there's a bit of an energy of indecision, but it's almost like kind of waiting. There's a waiting thing here. And I'm like, well, where are you in this picture? You're on the right-hand side here. So I'm kind of looking at it head on, and you're on the right-hand side of this slinky thing. And it's like you have the base of the slinky, and it's like you're sending it up and over in this arch, and then it goes over and it touches the other side, and then it swings back, and then it goes forward and it swings back. And so there's something that you're kind of testing out here. It's like from where you're at right now, it's like you're putting something forward to kind of see how it lands and then letting it come back to you. There's some information that you're gathering about something that you want to do or create or set in motion for the future, but you're not quite ready to move towards it yet. You're not jumping into it. You're sort of in this very measured place in present time where it's like you're recording data. You're sort of like seeing how it fits from here and gathering information about that. But it's interesting, like that's your perspective here, and that what I'm seeing as the reader of this energy is that it's this flip-flopping. It's like this indecision that you're stuck in. It's a bit of a holding pattern. So in your energy, you're like, I'm being calculated, I'm testing things out, I'm being pragmatic, and trying to set myself up for success here. But what I'm seeing when I look at this picture is that it's really keeping you in this sort of stasis. It's like back and forth, back and forth. When are you actually going to do it? When are you actually going to decide that you have enough information to take the step and do the right thing? So I want to look at what's in the way of you taking that action here. And immediately there's like a bracelet, almost like a cuff of some kind that shows up on your right wrist. It's sort of this dark grayish black energy. So what is this about? It's immediately this gripping fear of making the wrong decision. The pressure to make the right decision, really. Where does that come from? There's a lot of parental energy on it, authority figure energy. And how is this impacting you? It's like, don't slip up, don't make the wrong decision, or else kind of energy, and it's keeping you stuck. So what's the next step to clear through this energy? Or let me look at why this is getting in your way in the first place. Like what's the vulnerability that this came in on? Well, it's the belief that there is a wrong decision for you to make. And because of that sort of opening for that kind of doubt, this kind of like controlling energy or this influence of outside opinions comes in and sort of takes hold of like, yeah, don't make the wrong decision because it's possible to make the wrong decision. But I want to see what your truth is here. When I ask for your truth, it's like it's still the slinky, but the picture has changed where you have each end of it in your hand and you're kind of like going back and forth, and it's fun, it's dynamic, it's playful. It's much more like, yeah, I'm figuring it out as I go along. I'm like playing the game of life. I'm seeing how it moves and how it flows. There's a shifting dynamic energy here. That's your truth about the situation. So you're getting stuck in this binary of there's a right decision, there's a wrong decision, and there's pressure to make the right one. What are you afraid is going to happen if you don't make the right decision? The picture is going very quickly today. It's like the bottom drops out from under you. It's like a trap door opens where you're standing in just like this hole of blackness. So what is that about? Yeah, it's this fear of if I make the wrong choice, I'm going to get myself into some position or some situation that I can't get myself out of. Like I'm going to fall in this hole and I'm just going to be stuck in this hole forever. So that doesn't seem like your truth. Where does that come from? Well, it's separated from a sense of self-trust within yourself that whatever happens, you'll dig yourself out of the hole. Like there's some doubt here in your own ability to deal with or create from or choose from any situation that you find yourself in, regardless of what it is. So the pressure to make the right decision comes from the belief that if you make the wrong one, that you're stuck. So what is your truth here? When I ask your truth about being stuck, it's like you're at the bottom of this hole. And the reality of it is, it's like the fear is that, oh, I'm just going to be in this dark hole stuck forever. It's like this bottomless pit and I'm never going to get out of it. But when I ask her what the truth is, it's like you're actually down there and it's like, okay, you're in this little cave thing, but then you're painting pictures on the walls and you're learning things and you're like decorating, you're making something down here out of this situation that you find yourself in. It doesn't look scary at all. It actually looks like it's an opportunity for you to be creative and to see things in new ways and to have new ideas about everything. Isn't that interesting? That the situation that you're afraid of happening is actually this like really fertile ground for creativity and new information and new insights and learning new things about yourself. So the scary, ominous black hole thing is a farce. Like that's not, what I'm seeing in this picture is that's not true. You have so much more capacity to create and to change and to shift energy than you're giving yourself credit for. So what's the next step here then to kind of clear this energy of the pressure to make the right decision and this belief that you'll be stuck if you don't? What's the next step here? Well, I'm seeing you like create this staircase kind of out of where you are, but it's this energy of, well, let me see, what's the next step here? I mean, it really is just like one step at a time, figuring it out as you go along, block by block, step by step. You are creating it as you go. It's so hard to describe this. It's like you don't exist in this binary of right and wrong or black and white, yes or no. You are in co-creation. You are cultivating what is true, what your experience is every single moment, all the time. It's not like that. It's not like that binary is predetermined or chosen for you, the right or wrong answer. You are creating it. You are in co-creation with it every single moment. So it's up to you what you make it. It's up to you what you do with it. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if there's anything else here in this picture that looks important. Is there anything else that will be helpful for you to know as you work with this energy in the week ahead or whenever it is that you are tuning into this reading? there's this dark purple rope that kind of drops down from above you in front of you, and it's like this kind of like climb on, get on sort of energy. And there's just the energy of this purple is it's like whimsical and mystical and magical, like magic carpet ride kind of vibes. Like, let me show you the world. Like, let me show you the universe. There's this there's an element of trust that's required here in yourself. And when you step into that, when you sort of move into the space of I am creating, I am shifting, I am building, deciding moment to moment, there's this opportunity for this energy to come in that is so magical. Let me see how else I can describe this. Why is this important for you to know? Well, it's also like, so yes, you are the creator, you are the author, you are co-creating all of this, and the universe, God, the divine, however you look at it, has a hand in this as well, is doing this with you, and has an aspect of this story that you're in that it like wants to show you. It's like the universe wants to take you on this magical ride and show you things about your life, about your experience that you can't create, like that you can't, what's the word? That you can't access unless you trust it. That's where the magic comes in. Magic rarely comes from planning and predicting and plotting out. Magic comes from the unknown, the unpredictable, the not yet seen, the not yet understood. And there's an element of that that's wanting to drop in, that's wanting to come into your life. And if you're, again, at the base of the slinky and trying to plan all your next moves and being so careful and so calculated and like, I'll do the thing, I'll take the action when it's perfectly right, when I have all of the data and all of the information, well, you're stuck, and it doesn't leave much room for magic at all. And what I see is that's really what the universe is wanting to bring to you, is this taste of magic. I just keep seeing the like magic carpet ride. Like, it's like the universe is like, I can show you the world. You just have to trust me, and you have to lean in and trust yourself. Yeah, I'm going to end it there. That feels good. Beautiful. I hope that message is supportive for you. Again, these readings are timeless. This sort of work is not bound to time and space. So trust that whenever you find this and whenever this message reaches you and it's resonating, that is when and how you are meant to receive it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I would be so very grateful if you would take just a split second to hit the little thumbs up button or subscribe. That goes such a long way to help my videos be seen by more people. And I really just want to share this work so that as many people as possible can benefit and clear energy and see things through this lens in a way that will support them. So these offerings are free, and that's just like a little bit of support that you could share that I would be so grateful for. So thank you in advance for that. All right, loves, thank you so much for tuning in and being here and being with me on this journey. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next week.